Another thing we learned along the way, Martin, is that this wasn't just about the environment. When we got into business, that's all we thought we were focused on. Let's make the world greener, cleaner, and let's clean up this problem of electronic waste. But what we started seeing along the way during this journey was, wait a second, we started seeing the birth of this company in Silicon Valley named Palantir. We started seeing LifeLock born in 2007 in Arizona to protect people's personal privacy and data. And we started hearing this new word come up in our vernacular and our lexicon called cybersecurity. And then we started also seeing these big trucks drive around the United States and around the world called shredded. They were shredding data on paper. And we started thinking to ourselves, wait a second, there's data in our old electronics. Who's making sure that our data goes away in our electronics? And there was really nobody focused on it. And we started focusing on that and messaging that in 2012. But again, Martin, when it comes to innovation and entrepreneurship, every good idea is crazy until it's not. Every great idea is crazy until it's not. And people didn't want to listen to us, didn't want to listen to this whole issue of data in the old electronics and paying to destroy it. And we would tell them, wait a second, you're paying to destroy data on paper. With shredded, you got to pay somebody to shred your old data that's in your old electronics. Until Fortune magazine wrote an article 5 years later in 2017 on our company, and they named the article Dead But Not Forgotten. It was the head writer for Fortune magazine, a gentleman named Robert Hackett. And he said, the last sentence of the article summed up the whole importance of his whole article. This was what the last sentence says. It turns out that e-waste is not only an environmental hazard, but a cybersecurity one as well. And that's when people started listening to us. So about 2 years ago, Martin, we wrote a book. The book is called The Insecurity of Everything. And what I would like to offer to all of your great listeners who have taken the time to listen to today's wonderful podcast that you put out is that if they write to you or somehow other interrelate with you, whatever requests you want to do, and you forward us their names and addresses, we will send them a free copy of this book. We didn't write this. My partners and I wrote this book, and we didn't write this book, The Insecurity of Everything, to be Shakespearean. We didn't write it to make any money. We wrote it as a public service so we could put all the information that we knew about how dangerous our old electronics could be. And that's whether it's a cell phone, a tablet, a hard drive, a desktop. And by the way, now your EVs, now the wearables that you wear, now the Nest in your home, and now the Ring in your home, and all the things that are gathering information on our families, on our friends, on our lifestyles, on our buying habits. Now we've taken all that information on all the data that these instruments collect on you, and we're going to show you the potential catastrophic results. It's all in this book. We'll send it to your listeners for free because we just want to share the information that people just have to take better care of how they responsibly dispose of their old electronics, whether they're sitting in Rome, Italy, or Shanghai, China, or Miami, Florida. We all have old electronics that have data in them, and we all have to be really smart to protect our families and the organizations we work with on how to dispose of these old electronics, not only for the environment, but also to protect ourselves, families, and the great organizations we work with, because all the data that's in there, if it did get in the wrong people's hands, could be potentially catastrophic for everybody involved.